Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second installment of Spark Plugs from the Check Engine podcast. We hope you enjoyed our kind of premiere version of Spark Plugs last week. These are going to be little shorter bits of discussion. We hope to keep it to about 10 minutes or less of ideas that didn't quite make the cut for our weekly podcast, but we still think you might want to hear about in person from us. And we're still going to have other outlets for you. We're going to have the main podcast. We're going to have our blog posts coming up here in a little bit, but we'd like to start with something in person like you're used to on the microphone. So with that in mind, Andrew, what do we have in store for this set of spark plugs?
Here's something I think we'll all find a little interesting. There is a vehicle that's been selling well for untold generations, and right now it's just sitting on lots across the nation. That's the Honda Accord.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Dun, dun.
at time of this recording, dealerships have a 100 plus day supply of Accords. They're actually refusing to accept anymore.
Woof.
Yeah. So this is really interesting for those who don't know, because for as long as it's been here in America, it gained a following, not a cult following, a big following, and has continued that way ever since. When I was shopping for mattresses of all things, I asked the guy for some paperwork to just a little fact sheet about the mattresses we were looking at, and he gave me this really weird look, and I was like, when you go to the car dealership, he's like, I've never done that. I just go by the new Accord. I mean, that's common.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
have done that for years. They just go buy the next one, but they're not doing that anymore.
It's crazy to think that, because you see or hear whatever about the declining sales from the U.S. manufacturers, and a lot of it is because Toyota's got the Camry or Honda has the Accord, and all of a sudden, wait, those aren't selling either. Now what?
But here's what's even stranger: the Camry is still selling.
I think I know why. And a lot of Honda dealerships or dealers have been saying this. They're not able to offer the same type of leasing agreement that Toyota is able to offer with a Camry right now.
Sure.
I believe, depending on the market, it varies whether you're in Chicago or Miami or Middle America, wherever you're at. The down payment required for a Toyota is up to $1,500 or more less than it is for an Accord.
Wow.
And the monthly payment is $30, $40, $50 less too. And Honda is kind of standing by their pricing options right now, and they're not really cutting dealers a break. They're saying, look, we make this car at a certain price point because it is the Accord, it is what it is, and we're not scared of the price point. But
Maybe time to reconsider Honda?
Do you think?
Here's something that kind of compounds this even further. So we have the Accord, and people stand by that car. They bought it for years. But this new Accord, not only does it look fantastic, I really think it looks great, but they also have a slightly torquier version of the engine from the Civic Type R in that car with the manual. This is a car that everyone should be looking at, even if you think you'd never drive an Accord, but you really love cars. This is a car that should be desirable.
So that begs the question, and something that I've discussed with multiple people, you guys, family members, coworkers, is that, I think there's two types of car buying. There's car buying out of necessity. So my Accord with 300,000 miles on it dropped dead, I'm going to go buy another one.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's car buying because you like cars, and have they edged too far into enthusiast territory? They've put some, new styling on it that, people who are into, design of cars are like, oh, hey, actually, that's a really well-designed car. They've got a manual transmission, they've got the motor out of the Type R, and is it becoming too exciting, too much of a question mark for people who are used to the old Accord?
But wouldn't you say they did that because of the fact that people were running their Accords for 300,000 miles? Like, if you're running a car for 300,000 miles to a dealership, that means less turnover. So you've got to redesign it. You've got to do something to make it exciting to entice people to come back and at least test drive another one.
Oh yeah, and I'm not that those two things are not necessarily mutually exclusive. I think that could be what they were trying, and in fact scared car buyers of habit away in that process. And I think that's possible.
It could be that, or it could be as simple as when those Accord buyers are now coming into the dealerships, they just go straight for the CRV. They go straight for the
CRV. What's the new one? The HRV.
the
little one?
smaller one. Yeah, HRV.
Crossovers taking over the full size sedan market.
Yeah, but then again, you do have to contrast with, and maybe it does come down to a combination of people switching to the CUV and straight up money. Because while the Camry has seen a slight dip in sales with people doing that same thing, coming and going to the RAV4 or whatever their new small thing is, I totally forget what it's called. Anyone?
I can't help you.
No.
Okay. So Toyota's got a new small SUV, whatever. But it hasn't been nearly as significant. Camrys are still moving on lots. They're still selling at a relatively normal pace. I thought it was something in the single-digit percents off of what it's been historically.
How does that compare to the rest of the kind of full size sedan market? Is it that Honda is the odd one in the dip off in sales, or is it that Toyota is odd because they're still selling a bunch of Camrys?
Toyota's odd. Even though Accord sales are down 13%, they're still beating the segment average. The segment is down 15%.
So
Okay.
So I mean, if you're in the Honda boardroom, you can tell everybody, "Cool your jets, man. We're still above average here. Like, what are y'all freaking out for?"
yeah, I mean I would say that. And can you directly relate that to a sale of something else? That would be the other question: is can you, especially when we're talking about people coming off of lease deals, people who are frequent buyers, they're trading in these old cars. There should be a way to kind of connect the dots and say, okay, they're coming from an Accord and now they're going to a CRV, HRV, whatever it might be.
Yeah. How much time do we have right there?
We've got about 3 minutes left, guys.
Oof, 3 minutes.
Do we have enough time to rip on Netflix?
It's gonna be easy.
Let's do it real quick. So Netflix has a new car show. There's tons of great ideas for car shows out there. They picked the wrong one, the only one that no one wants to see, and they have a really dumb name. The show is called Fastest Car. Yay!
Thank you for calling Netflix. You have the green light.
Yeah, exactly. But this show pits exotic cars, so Ferraris, Lamborghinis, blah, 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 against tuner cars.
So that's something that I have an issue with for two reasons. YouTube is already full of it.
Yes.
That's not something that is necessary to, produce a show of any production value on Netflix. You can go to YouTube and do it for free.
Right.
And yeah, I don't care about tuner cars because
nobody cares about tuner cars.
They're one-off.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if I pour $1 million into my, Ford Transit van, I can get something that'll beat an Aventador off the line or something. It's, there's not a lot of specialty to that. I mean, the specialty of the skill, you got to fiddle the engines the right way and make it happen, but it doesn't have any impact on the industry.
It's a car that nobody can afford against a car that nobody cares about.
Yeah.
Yeah, or nobody wants.
Yeah.
So Netflix, get in touch with us. We have way better ideas for car shows.
We were trying to consider a car show before we wrote this podcast. We decided
That's
podcasting
true.
was a better place to start. Hit us up.
Yeah,
Put
definitely.
a camera in here. It'll make a better car show.
We got mad ideas. Get in touch.
Info or inbox at checkenginepodcast.com.
That's
Netflix.
right.
Anything else? We've got a minute and a half. Anybody want to sneak any last bits in?
No, I think that's good.
All
We'll go
right.
for now.
Call it.
All right, that has been episode 2 of Spark Plugs. Hope you guys enjoyed episode 1. Hope you guys will enjoy episode 2. And we hope to have you listen to us again soon. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
See you.